Are you wondering, is hypnotherapy covered by health insurance? Well, here's a fascinating answer. Nobody really knows. I'll explain that in this video. Hi, my name is Paul Hunter, a clinical hypnotherapist here at Cork Hypnosis Clinic, where I regularly help people with all sorts of emotional struggles, bad habits, things like smoking and weight loss obviously, but also anxiety, depression, fears and phobias, confidence problems, sexual problems, and a whole host of other things. In this video, I'm going to address a question that I get asked rather a lot here in the clinic, and that is hypnotherapy covered by health insurance? The answer may actually surprise you. So a thing you may not know is there are over 400 different health policies available in Ireland. 400. So the answer to the question, is hypnotherapy covered by health insurance, isn't that straightforward. It depends on your health insurer, and it depends on the level of plan you have and the add-on options that you have. And even with the same health insurer, one policy they offer might cover hypnotherapy and the next one mightn't. What I always tell my clients is the only person that can answer that question for you is actually a person working in your insurance company. So ring them up or email them or web chat with them and just ask them. And by the way, this is where people get confused, because they'll see maybe on their policy that it covers therapy for stress or anxiety. But actually that's just a very general statement. You have to dig into that and find which actual therapies are covered. So I would always suggest, when you do contact your insurance company with me, tell them that I am a hypnotherapist and ask them, do they cover hypnotherapy? If they cover it, fantastic. If they don't, there may be another option. That other option is claiming your therapy as a medical expense on your Med 1 form that you submit at the end of the year to revenue, and in many cases people will get a percentage of the money that they've spent back. So if your health insurer doesn't cover you, there may be the possibility of getting some of it back in a slightly different way. One final thing that I always point out to people is that hypnotherapy is a brief solution-focused therapy. In other words, it doesn't take forever to solve your problem. So unlike other more traditional forms of therapy, where maybe you might be going to see a therapist maybe once a week for a year or 2 years, with hypnotherapy, typically the time frame is much less. So even though the session prices may be slightly more expensive in some cases, the real gain is that the amount of sessions needed is tiny by comparison with some other therapies. Typically we solve most problems in a maximum of about 6 sessions in most cases. So even if insurance doesn't fully cover your sessions, most people tend to choose to invest in hypnotherapy anyway, because it is overall one of the cheapest options. If you're at that stage where you're just doing a bit of research and you haven't talked to a hypnotherapist yet, honestly, the next move really would be make an appointment with the hypnotherapist. In my case, with most of the issues that I deal with, not all of them, but most of them, I offer a free initial consultation. That's where you come along to see me, no obligation whatsoever. You chat with me for 50 minutes or an hour about the problem, and I can assess how many sessions you'll need and then give you a very clear idea of what you can expect over the coming weeks. so that you have a clear figure in mind about how much this is going to cost you. So if you've been consumed by that idea, does hypnotherapy get covered by my health insurance policy? Actually, maybe you're coming at this from the wrong angle. Maybe you just need to make that free initial consultation appointment and just come along and hear what I or another hypnotherapist have to say, and just figure out if that's a good fit for you. If you'd like to do that for your own specific problem or issue, then why not click on the link just below this YouTube video in the description. That'll take you to the homepage of my website, where you can have a route around and find the specific page that relates to your specific problem or issue. And that'll give you some more information, it'll give you some more resources, and crucially, ways in which to contact me to schedule an appointment if you wish.